Hey folks, my name is Joey. I'm a crafter, 3D printer, and a collector of model trains, and I'm going to show you how I build a variety of different things. Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you how I attempted to make 2 custom wooden wall decors for my bedroom. One of them came out really good, the other one not so much. And thankfully, it's the one that I've been wanting to make and been planning on making for years. I started technically making this about 2 years ago, I think. How I got the idea to make this was I was doing research on my Victor Victrola 50 phonograph, what you see here, and I found an image of a shipping crate that they used to ship the phonographs in, and I was in love with it, and I wanted to create a smaller scale model of the shipping crate. So then I hopped right over to Google to find better images, and I ended up finding 2 really good images. One reminiscent of the original image, and then the other had more details, but the imagery wasn't as good as the other one. So I took the 2 models and merged the 2 together and to make my own amalgamation of what I wanted. I would like to show you my original inspiration for this project, but I don't remember where I saw it. So here are the 2 recent Google images that I found. The first image you see is the one with all the great imagery that I wanted, but none of the detail, and obviously the second one is the one with the detail. So like I said, I made an amalgamation of the 2. I wanted to show you the entire process of me making this, but like I said, I started this over 2 years ago, and what I did over 2 years ago was I redrew the image that I wanted, because I couldn't find a clean image of the Victor logo with the dog the way it is on the crate and all the text. So I redrew the image of the dog and the word Victor on my drawing tablet, and then sent it over to my computer and overlaid it on pages to the crate that I wanted. I added all the text in the same style of font, and then added the up arrows, making sure they're evenly spaced. And after I did that, I made sure everything was perfect. I even added the logo for the shipping company that they used. And I couldn't find a good clean image of it, so I used the best one off of Google, off of a shipping crate. And I couldn't clean it up any better than I did, so I imported it and added it to the model. After it was all said and done, I grouped the model together and then flipped the image so it was in reverse, because when it prints out it has to be in reverse. Then I printed it out with a border slightly bigger so I knew where to cut, and I made it so it was the size of the piece of wood that I had. Here's a rough quick rendering that I made of the model, what it would look like when it's all finished without the border. Before I used the Mod Podge and put it on the piece of wood, I then worked on the image of my grandmother in Italy. The only problem is this picture was given to me by my one aunt that's in connection with my Italian relatives. But the problem is she doesn't remember who sent the photo, and all she has is the original photo that they gave her. So I was not able to get a better quality image, so I had to work with what I had. So I took it into SketchUp like I did the Home Sweet Home plate sign for my friend. I lined up the edges of the photo and got rid of the border. And then made it a unique texture. And after I did that, I used texture position and shift and stretched it to make it a straight image, and it came out great. At least the alignment issue, but ends up the photo isn't that great of a quality, at least the one that I have, like I said. Then I exported it as a 2D image. Here's my finished result from that process. And then I took the image and made it black and white and then flipped it. As you'll see in the end results, I'm no expert on this process, but here's how I did this. You take a ton of Mod Podge and spread it on, make sure there's no white spots, because anything that is a white spot will show up in the end product as a white spot. Then you paint the piece of paper that's been flipped with Mod Podge, and then you put it on top of the piece of wood. Then you put the piece of paper on top of the wood and you smooth it out and get rid of all the air bubbles. Then once it's completely smoothed out, you put more Mod Podge on top. And you completely cover the entire thing, and then you let it dry for 18 to 24 hours. And then you take a wet sponge and you start rubbing it. And you want to remove as much paper as you can. I'm sorry, I completely forgot to record myself peeling off the paper. I wish I did, just so you could see the process, but I guess I forgot to do that. In a second, you're going to see the pieces of wood that I used for this project. And they're both the same type of wood, and they both have the same color. But what you'll notice is I have the mock-up of what the finished product will look like. I took all the pieces after they've been cut and, with the Mod Podge on it and the image. And you'll see that it's not the same color, the two pieces of wood, because I used two different types of wood for the outer edge, because I used what I had in stock. And so what I did was I took a mixture of Mod Podge and a very slight drop of color to get a paint-like stain, and I think it came out great to match the color of the wood, which you'll see in a second. As you can see here, I did 2 attempts. The reason why I did that was because the first attempt, I decided not to put the Mod Podge on the paper, thinking that I didn't need it, because I thought I could try getting away without it, but it ended up coming out much better when I put Mod Podge on the paper. Then once everything was stuck together off camera, I stapled them with a wood staple in the back on all 4 corners, so the corners were joined together. And then on the front, I drove nails in to make it look like it was nailed in, and then clipped off the nails in the back. And then made sure that there was none protruding in the back so it doesn't damage my walls, by also adding another piece of wood to the back. To make it more structurally sound. I did not film any of that process, but it was just me driving nails in, so it's not like you really missed much. In a second, you're going to see the final results of this process that I did for the Victor crate, and I think it came out great. It has a very weathered look, which what this process does, and that's what I was going for. But then you're also going to see the one of my grandmother in Italy. That one did not come out good at all, and what you're going to see is I attempted to make 2, because I was also going to give one to my great aunt, her sister. But unfortunately, neither of them came out good, so I just scrapped the whole project. One day I might come back to this if I can get the process down correct. But as you see, they're both not that great. Thank you for watching, and please like and subscribe.